In May of 2024, boxing fans finally got to see an undisputed heavyweight showdown, as Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk finally got in the ring together. While it delivered everything you would want in a heavyweight clash of this magnitude: elite skill, high drama, and tactical brilliance from the two best heavyweights in the sport. But it was Usyk who would come out top and would become the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis. But the question now looms with the rematch now on the horizon. How will they approach and adjust, and will we see something we're not expecting? Today I'm going to break down the key moments from the first fight, analysing what worked for both and what didn't, while looking at the possible adjustments each fighter needs to make sure they come out on top in this sequel. On that note, let's get right into it. Naturally, it makes sense to look back at the first fight, and of course look at the areas what worked and didn't. In the opening rounds, it was Usyk who set the pace of the fight with his pressurising footwork and relentless activity with the lead hand. From the start, he was prioritising body attacks, trying to disrupt Fury's rhythm while keeping him hesitant and fully engaging.
But Fury, as Deontay Wilder's in the world, he doesn't want to chase, as he calls it, a rabbit. Pass to the stomach for Usyk, and there's plenty of real estate to work with as Fury's backed against the corner.
But Fury also struggled to use his size in the clinch, as Usyk used framing tactics with the lead hand to neutralise his attempts to lean or tie him up, showcasing the Ukrainian's high level of mastery from that southpaw style. While Usyk did a brilliant job getting that outside position to set up his left hand behind the jab cross, catching Fury with some big looping left hands.
But he always gets back up.
While the pivotal moments came when Usyk was able to corner Fury, using that lateral movement with his pressurising footwork, found Fury stuck in the ropes or in the corners. Tyson was trying to feint and work off his lead hand, however he did struggle to find clean counters on Usyk in these moments. Fury may have been smiling and showboating in these moments, but make no mistake, these moments belonged to Usyk, who showed that even the Gypsy King could be put in his place by elite positioning and timing of the Ukrainian. The dynamic had shifted in the mid-rounds. Fury began landing his right uppercut, a punch that really proved pivotal for him. Usyk tends to like to use level changes to his left. Fury did show his elite timing and IQ in these moments, catching him cleanly as he attempted to close the distance with this. The uppercut, wide hook, or lead right, alongside Fury's use of the lead hand thrown from lower positions or throwing in multiples, really did make a difference. But it was that uppercut, particularly to the body, that forced Usyk to really rethink his approach when closing the distance. By round 6, Fury's jab was the most effective at prying open Usyk's guard, setting up the clean power punches behind it. One devastating uppercut visibly hurt Usyk, showcasing that Tyson did have the power to keep him honest.
Fury. Oh, good work to the body.
A different way than I've seen it before. He didn't quite cover, but he covered too tight. Didn't connect with the same hand there, Fury.
Oh, right hand and that wobble! Usyk.
He's got to push on though, Fury. He's got to go at him though.
Andy Lee's is saying exactly that in the corner. Oh! The Ukrainian is hurt! Fury downstairs now, and Usyk's backpedaling.
This is the thing with heavyweight boxing. You can turn the tide of the fight with one punch, but you have to credit Usyk's adaptability to keep up the pressure and force Fury to keep working. True to form, Usyk showed his ability to adapt. After struggling in some of these mid-rounds, his increased punch volume and willingness to fight at mid to close range was really starting to pay off. To counter Fury's uppercut, he modified his head movement to the right, using wider angles to evade Fury's traps. By doing so, he created openings for his own counter-sharp left hands and double hooks.
Clubbing shots from Fury, they were blocked by Usyk, but he still saw it. Moved his 233 pounds of frame.
Always has been.
Oh, there's a left from Usyk, caught him again and again. But if Fury fights back in the element, that would be the key to double
standout moment being in round 8, where Usyk's palm down overhand left split Fury's guard, causing visible damage to his nose. And after some taunting and showboating, I really do think this was not just a physical blow, but a psychological shift back in Usyk's favour. Fury now was looking desperate at times, continually having to move, use feints, and even hesitating to commit fully to his punches, as he was cautious about getting countered by Usyk. Even when it looked like Fury might have just been taking control, Usyk's ability to continually apply that pressure while looking to surprise him with precise left hands was really turning the tide in his favour.
And Darren, what does that do for a fighter when you see your opponent starting to bleed and starting to swell up? What's that do for your confidence?
Confidence really spurs you on, gets you going. You've seen the blood, you know you can hurt your man.
And yet here it is in all its glory.
As the fight entered the championship rounds, you could see Fury was starting to show signs of fatigue, considering the amount of movements and feints and punches he was throwing to try and keep Usyk off him. And this is maybe where Alexander's conditioning really did help him in these later rounds, as he ramped up the pace, mixing up his body shots with straight lefts to exploit Fury's waning energy, as Tyson was trying to rely on clinching and leaning to slow Usyk down. But Usyk, who was now willing to trade at mid to close range now, identified the low guard of Fury in these positions. That of course left his chin wide open.
And these guys are not letting us stop. Fury's in trouble. The big fella, the Gypsy King, is rattled. He's stumbling into the place. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Fury, he's down. The corner knocked out.
In round 10, Fury dropped his guard momentarily before getting caught in between the exchanges by a thunderous left cross by Usyk. Tyson Fury was visibly hurt, but somehow managed to survive the round. He would finally get a countdown before staggering back to his corner as the bell sounded. In the last 2 rounds, it was very much Usyk trying to put it on a tired and hurt Tyson Fury. Fury, to give him credit, managed to fight on, and even land some nice counters on Usyk as he came forward. But for me, Alexander was the one that took these rounds. And it was this composure and relentless pressure that solidified his case as one of the best pound for pound fighters in my opinion. Fury, meanwhile, reminded everyone of his grit, but fell short, imposing his will completely. For Tyson Fury in this rematch, I think controlling the centre of the ring is going to be crucial. By asserting more dominance early with his jab and maintaining a more dominant presence, I think he can limit Usyk's ability to dictate the fight's geography. I do still think we need to see him attack the body consistently, particularly in those early rounds, where it did clearly unsettle Usyk, while making him second guess on when to commit. I guess there is a bit of a myth that Usyk's body is his weakness, but a man the size of Fury consistently attacking this is simply going to reduce his mobility, which is a key part of his game. I also feel an area Fury failed in the first fight was in the clinch, or even looking to fight on the inside, as instead he was using it to rest himself at times. Tyson needs to wear him down in these positions, force the smaller man to carry his weight, and not let the smaller man dictate him on the inside. We've seen he is capable in the past to impose his will in these positions. The question I have is if he has the will and capability to even do this versus someone as talented as Usyk. However, Fury must also improve that output consistency. While he had success in bursts during the first fight in the mid-rounds, maintaining that higher punch volume, particularly his combinations, which can force Usyk to reset at times. And while there was some good lateral movement from Fury not allowing Usyk to get that outside angle, this was still making him work and forcing him back towards the corners and ropes, where Usyk was then able to set up his own punches against him. I even felt there was an overuse of his feints, which did freeze Usyk in place at moments. Art of the feint, in my opinion, is more about creating the opportunities for his own punches, rather than just trying to reset the rhythm of Usyk each time. Personally, if Fury is going to win this one, we need to see more aggression in my opinion, while not allowing him to constantly push him back towards the ropes and using lateral movement and feints. Otherwise, we'll see what happened again in the first fight, with Usyk catching him when he's tired and desperate trying to keep him off him. However, in the pre-fight interview, Fury seems to think continuing this approach in the first fight will still be enough for him to win. Maybe this is just a bluff, but in my opinion, we need to see more assertiveness. Otherwise, it will be a repeat for Fury.
What can we expect in the rematch?
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. He won't tell us. He's holding back. What can we expect from you?
Pretty much the same from what I did before. Good boxing. Someone of my size and heaviness, it's not normal that I should be able to box
can do that.
and move and slip. And so why would I take that away from my game?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. People say to me, oh, you need to be walk forward on Usyk, walking down and hit him, yeah? But if it was so easy to do that,
Everyone would do it.
why didn't Joshua do it, who's a big, strong man who fights like this? Why didn't Dubois do it, who also fights like this? Them men are limited compared to me, very limited. So a man who walks forward like this, to him, is Christmas time, come early.
You understand,
Yeah?
Alexander?
Yeah, he understands,
Of
he's
course
not
he
stupid. So I am a side-on boxer, slipping, sliding, uppercutting, hooking. So I'm going to do that, but more focus, not so much this and little bit more focused on my job.
For Usyk, the focus will be on countering Fury's uppercut in my opinion, a punch that gave him a lot of trouble in that first encounter. By adjusting his level changes and using that outside angle, Usyk can make it harder for Fury to land with this weapon. If he's able to push him back like he did in the first fight again, to the ropes and corners, I really do think it's more about just being consistent with that pressure once again. Throwing with more volumes with his hooks and body shots up close are going to fatigue Fury and make him open up in those exchanges. And as we saw in the first fight, he can be hurt. But overall, I don't think Usyk does need to change that much, unless Fury comes out in a completely different game plan. But I really don't think this will be an issue, considering we've seen Usyk being able to box from the outside comfortably in past fights, and if anything, it actually suits him sometimes. I think just a higher output of his body attacks, lead hand feints, are enough to keep Fury guessing, and even make him extend out his lead hands, creating that opening for that looping left. But for me, it's more about how Fury can stop Usyk applying that pressure in this rematch. But at the same time, I do think they will be tasked by solving the puzzles they presented to each other in their first meeting. Fury did prove he has the power to really hurt him, while Usyk proved he's no slouch when he's coming forward, and it could very well come down to who is better conditioned, once again. As we prepare for this rematch, it's clear that this is more than just a clash of champions. It's a battle of will, skill, and strategies that will determine who stands at the pinnacle of the heavyweight division. Tyson's grit, size, and unorthodox brilliance collides once again with Usyk's technical southpaw mastery and resilience. Boxing is often called the loneliest sport, and in the ring this December these two warriors will have to face their greatest challenge, with no one but themselves to rely on. It's moments like these that define legacies, adjustments, heart and courage that prove who's truly the best. So whether you're rooting for Fury to cement his place as an all-time great, or Usyk to once again prove that skill conquers size, this fight could once again be even better than the first. This is me, Jamie from Boxing Life. Thanks so much for watching this tactical overview. What are your thoughts on the fight? Do you think Fury can make the adjustments, or will Alexander Usyk once again prove he is truly the best? As always, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the fight when it comes, and I'll see you in the next one.